we did it, or it finally finished. We have all of the little handles, little signs. It's the next day. I think I have a headache. I think I'm sick. We need to finish all of these today because we have to hand them in tomorrow. So we're definitely gonna put all of them inside the little cups, and the little cups have golden rims now, and I'll show you that later.
Alright, sun cells. You have to be closer to the ground. You have to be closer to the ground. Hey! 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 Hey!
Nina helped us fill the dirts, and we got all of these done. Well, now that that's done, I have to get back to stitch. So I gotta sand all of those ridges in there in the tongue, which is hard to reach. Not sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but it should be as smooth as everything else here. And I'm almost finished with these hands. As soon as I finish those, I can send those off. So it's hard getting in here, but I have been using a technique where I'm like scraping instead of sanding, scraping off the ridges. Hard to do with one hand, but just wanted to give you kind of an idea of how I'm doing it. And kind of like that, except it's a lot easier when I use two hands. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'll show you. I guess I'll do half the tongue so you can see the difference between this side and that side. That's what it's looking like so far. It's nice and smooth in there now. Gotta do this side. Okay. All done, I think. I'll do a little bit more sanding or scraping, but then I have to finish this hand. This hand still has here. These are good. Just gonna dust them off and I guess stick it all in the mail. We dropped off that package yesterday at the post office. Now this morning, taking Nina to school. And we have to deliver all of those succulent little snaky things today, and then that'll be done. I just got back from dropping Cal off. It is so cold. We're in the school right now, and we put them all in this display. Eventually, the PTA from the school will deliver these to all of the classes. It's nighttime now. We are working on some necklaces, some resin printed necklaces. Resin printing is messy, and I try to do it at night because the sun affects it. But it's finished, so I'm gonna show you. Here they are. They're a bunch of little snakes. Again, for the Lunar New Year, we're gonna try to send these or sell these as necklaces. I guess for people who are Year of the Snake, but anyone really. That's the liquid that it's made from. All of this smells pretty awful. So the resin is not great for your skin, so gotta wear gloves while doing this stuff. And also I don't have a way to record and take it off of that thing and show you how I do it. So I'm just gonna take it off and put it into a little vat. Not a vat, I'm gonna take it off and put it into a little container here, which then I'll transfer to clean, and I'll show you stuff. So I popped them all off with a spatula. So now there's no more left. There's 9 of them. And now I have to clean them. So normally I'll keep that on. I gotta use this because it smells, and you have to clean it with isopropyl alcohol. And normally I clean them with the little supports that you saw on. But this time, since I already had gloves that were on their last use, because I've used them like 6 times already, they're getting kind of hard. I decided to just take off the supports before putting them in here. I have a lot more space, easier to clean. Just gotta swish it around. Hope this is closed. And then I'll show you. I mean, after this I have to brush them. That's gonna be hard to show you because I need both hands. But after that I will cure them. So I'll see you later. Ninja. Been shaking that around a bit. There are machines that do this, but they're kind of expensive for, I mean, just doing this. But maybe I'll get one later on if I sell enough of these. So I use this little toothbrush, and once I pull out the snakes, this I did before with gloves on, so now these are okay to touch. There you go. I still have to clip some of the support material off of it, but they all look pretty nice. And so I clean them inside that alcohol bath. Then I use this to brush off any excess resin. And then I use my little spray bottle with some pure, I guess it's 99% isopropyl alcohol, but it's clean, so I spray it right on and then I brush it off. And then I leave them to dry until they have a matte finish. It's hard to tell because it's translucent, but I can tell over here. It's hard to tell on camera. But after I let them dry for a little bit, I'll cut off all of those little tiny support little notches. I don't think you could see it. It's, yeah, maybe right there you can see a couple. But those come right off. And once those are cut off, I cure them, and I'll show you how I do that. I have to go back up to the other room to get my X-Acto knife, but that gives me a chance to breathe without a mask. Actually, Mom made me some tea. So I just brought the snakes up here since they're already cleaned off and they are already dried. So I'm going to use the X-Acto knife and cut off the little notches that they have sticking out, and then I'll cure them. This is so much easier to do with light. I gotta go get a light. I couldn't find the light. These snake necklaces, we originally were making for the school, but they ended up going with the plants instead. But Mom had the idea to try to sell this to some of the political offices nearby, since there's so many in this neighborhood that might want to purchase some and give it to their employees to show solidarity, you know, or at least cultural awareness. So we made a few extra ones to see if anybody's interested. Also, we might put some inside your cousin Sergio's store and could sell it there as well. This was looking nice. There are some places that might look a little bit lighter because of the way that I'm cutting it off, but once this is all finished and we apply some mica powder on it to make it look a little bit shinier, we're gonna enamel it so that they look nice and shiny when you wear it. So I have 2 now. If you're ever doing this, you know, cutting off the notches, and you don't have a light, you can just put it up against like a white background. Like this table that I'm working on is white. So when I put it up against the white background, I could see the silhouette. Makes it really easy to see all the little notches sticking out. And cutting them off is pretty simple, if you ever do this stuff. You know, sometimes I wonder, it'd be a lot easier if I had like a camera set up here and then just recorded and talked to you while I was working. Kind of like a Twitch channel, except for like 3D printing stuff. Okay, they're all done. I'm gonna stick them inside this thing. It's just a UV lamp with a timer on it. So I'm gonna cure them in there. Okay, so they're in there. Cover them up like that. And I should probably plug it in. I don't normally work up here, so I didn't have it plugged in, but I turned it on. It's hitting it with UV light for about 2 minutes, and that should be enough to cure it. And I can only have 4 in there at a time. And then I'll do the next 4. That's 8. I think I'm supposed to have 9. I think I left one downstairs. I was missing one. He got trapped underneath. I have to get him out. But I had this UV light going down here to clean up my work area because it kind of like dries everything. So it might have been exposed. Hopefully it wasn't. He's dried and rescued. So now he can cure with his brothers since those guys are done. These are the next 5. Cover it up with this thing. Set to 2 minutes and start. Spin. So besides these snakes, which we have to write a proposal to for these political offices in this area, besides these snakes that we're selling there, we're also doing other 3D prints, including Valentine's Day Kirby, since Valentine's Day is coming up. And so I'm doing one of those right now at the same time. I have this little feet down here on the old 3D printer. They need to be sanded, but they're good. I have to make a few changes to the body because we want them to look a certain way this time because we've made them before, but oh, it's done. There they are, all ready and cured, and tomorrow we'll put some mica on them and then spray them with enamel. Like I was saying, we want to change the Kirby a little bit. We want his eyes to be different this time. So I'll probably have to do that tomorrow. I mean, I'll do it now and print it and then do his eyes tomorrow. So I'll print it overnight. But I also have to work on the mailer that we're gonna send out to these offices in hopes to sell some of these necklaces. I should put it on the website too. I started working on the mailer, or I guess the second page of the mailer, because we did the cover letter yesterday. It's gonna look a little bit like this. I'm pretty sure we're gonna change it though. So this is kind of what the mailer is gonna look like, the second page of the mailer, because we did a cover letter yesterday that looks really nice. But this is gonna go there with the snake inside, and I don't think we're gonna go with white. I think we're gonna change this to red. And it's gonna have the necklace on top of it like that. It's gonna go there. But we'll probably end up changing the design a bit. This is just the first go. And once I finish doing that, I'll start working on the Kirby changes. So I think this is gonna be the final. So we put little Snakey in the background, and that's gonna go there over the Mimer Studio. With those mommies being very quiet. Actually, it's getting pretty late, so maybe I'll edit this group of videos together and make like a second video in almost 10 years or over 10 years. I'm not sure. I don't know when was the last time we posted. Besides the one I did like 2 days ago.